This week, a very welcome package arrived on my doorstep, and that contained none other than the Horseman Issue 1, the first of the ongoing Horseman series from Rippaverse Comics. And yes, Chuck Dixon and Joe Bennett return as the writer and artist respectfully after they handled Welcome to Flores Park, and I am incredibly excited to share my thoughts.
Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side.
Hi everyone, my name is Jacob Berry. Welcome to the StudioJake vidcast where I talk about all things pop culture. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and if you're watching on YouTube, ring that little bell so you get notifications when I post a new vidcast and consider becoming a channel member. If you want to support me in the work that I do, head on over to my new website, studiojakemedia.substack.com. The link is in the description of the video. You can subscribe at different tiers that unlock different perks. Thank you in advance. Okay, so I have received my first issue of The Horseman by the Rippaverse, or I should say, published by the Rippaverse and written by the dynamic duo of Rippaverse Comics, Chuck Dixon and Joe Bennett. I can't wait to share my thoughts on this. I'm going to read from my review, which was published on my website, and then I'm going to expound on those thoughts like I usually do in these reviews. The Horseman is the first issue of the new Rippaverse series. The dynamic duo Chuck Dixon and Joe Bennett are returning to write and draw respectively. Hector Lee Caballero has retired from his vigilante mission after receiving a warning from Alpha Corps. As he works to help his widowed sister and nephew with expenses, he begins to miss the adrenaline rush of battling the villains of Flores Park. To his surprise, he sees a billboard asking for an audience with the Horseman, his alter ego. He meets Cal Buxton, a tech mogul who wants to finance his heroics, offering support, a vehicle, and even a base. After debating it, Hector decides that the horseman should ride into the night once again, but dangers have grown since he last put on the mask. Bennett's artwork does not miss a beat. He brings an excellent character design and action sequence that you do not want to miss. While the entire issue is sublime, there is a full page illustration of the horseman confronting Buxton that truly captured my eye. While all of the covers are top notch, I decided to go with cover A. Rippaverse illustrator Kanan White and colorist Candace Hahn bring it to life and teases the action perfectly. Of course, Dixon is right at home with the Horseman. You see all of the close calls, missed punches, injuries, and mistrust that happens with these street level heroes. He captured the essence of this hero, and I had a great time reading it. I am so glad that Eric July and Rippaverse brought the Horseman back because these are the kinds of stories that are missed in comic book collecting. Ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, I can honestly say that the first issue of the ongoing series, The Horseman, is impressive. I had such a good time reading it. I believe that the Rippaverse is continuing to up the ante with these stories. We've got cosmic stories with Zaylin. We have superhero team ups with Alpha Core. We have a hero returning to the costume in Isom. We have a Femme Fatale and Yaira. We have the Mistress of Magic with Bloodruth. We have the Tech Genius with Kato Gooding. And now we have street level action with the Horseman. And I just want to double down on this impressive cover by Kanan White and colorist Candace Hahn. This is incredibly impressive. It immediately grabbed my eye. Kanan White is such a talented artist. Likewise, Candace Hahn is an incredibly talented colorist. This just teases the action in such a dynamic way. And let me tell you about that action, you are not disappointed. Chuck Dixon is legendary for a reason. His work on Batman, The Punisher, and G.I. Joe are all well remembered, and I think he is going to be especially remembered for his work in the Rippaverse, not just with the Horsemen, but also with the Alpha Corps. His stuff is dynamite, and whenever he's paired with Joe Bennett, no offense to any other artist that Dixon has worked with, I mean no disrespect, but when Dixon and Bennett come together, they just pop, like something just snaps into place with these stories, with the action that takes place. One of the things I like about this story is that Hector is not a Gary Sue. He has struggles. He can take a punch. He has worry. He has doubts. but he wants to do what's right by his widowed sister and her nephew. It is such a human story. It drives it home, and I really enjoy it. This is an action-packed comic that you do not want to miss. If you missed the pre-order campaign, that's fine. They're going to do a mass market sale. That is one of the things I like about the Rippaverse. A lot of other indie comics, they want to create some sort of false scarcity, like get it while it's hot, get it while the campaign is going on. The Rippaverse lets you purchase the comic long after the pre-order campaign is done. You just might not be able to get the cover you want if you don't hurry. They have one that's designated for mass market sale, and then the pre-order campaign ones are exclusive to that particular campaign. But I really think you will enjoy The Horseman. I hope you pick it up because it is an adventure that you do not want to miss. I have been missing these street level kinds of stories from the big two publishers and several others as well. But the Rippaverse knows what the fans want, and they are giving it to them. If you like that video, be sure to give it a like, share it out to all your friends, leave me a comment to what you think, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, ring that little bell to get notifications when I post a new vidcast, and consider becoming a channel member. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, your likes and your comments really help me out. YouTube is changing the algorithm where that counts toward your views, which doesn't make sense to me, but that's how they're doing things. So I really appreciate it. You have my gratitude for all of you who participate in that way. If you want to support me in the work that I do, head on over to my new website, studiojakemedia.substack.com. The link is in the description of the video. You can subscribe at different tiers that unlock different perks, including being able to pick out the topic for the website and here on the vidcast. I really appreciate all of you who do that. You all rock. Thank you. At that same website, there's a conveniently titled Buy My Book section. It's where you can pick up one or all four of my novels. I've got links all over the place, but they're all available on Amazon.com. Check them out. Leave me a 5-star review. It really helps out small indie creators like myself. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time right here on Studio Jake.
Cause I've been living life right like I